On the fourth day of Craftmas, Sammy showed me how to make 4 tree decorations. Merry Craftmas everyone! It's getting closer to Christmas. Welcome to week 4 of Craftmas. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Sammy and this is Sammy Stays Create. This is a channel where I do all sorts of DIY and creative projects and I bring you along for the ride. And we've been having some fun doing some really creative Christmas crafts. So if that's the sort of content that you like, a little bit of crafting, sewing, upcycling, DIY, then please do make sure you hit that subscribe button and you will not miss any of my future videos. So we have a few different trees in our house. I love this tree. This one's gorgeous because it's got all the snow on it. But I've got another one in my room which I absolutely love, and it's just the traditional green Christmas tree, and it's just a bit of a mismatch of decorations that are on there at the minute, and I really like that. So a lot of the decorations have been given to me over the years, or it's stuff that I've made, and each decoration means something a little bit different. And that's what I really love about the idea of creating your own Christmas tree decorations. They'll completely different, they'll be totally unique, and it'll be something that will hold some memories for you as well. So I know you guys are desperate to just jump straight in and see what it is that we are creating this week. So let's get on with the tutorial.
So our first tree decoration is really easy but really effective. You will need some pine cones, you'll need a glue gun, you will need some Mod Podge, some glitter, and just something to hang your decoration with. So what you're going to do for this is you're just going to paint on some of the Mod Podge, or you could actually just use PVA glue for this, and you're going to paint it onto the edge of the pinecone bits. So wherever you want the glitter to be, basically paint on some of the glue. Then just evenly sprinkle over your glitter to make sure all the areas of glue are covered up. Leave it aside to dry for a little bit of time, and then you're simply going to use your glue gun to attach something, some string or some ribbon, to hang the pine cone onto the tree. And what was even better about these pine cones, I didn't realise, but they're already pre-scented, so they smell really nice of kind of like cinnamon and winter spices, which just added to it so much more. So this is a really quick, really simple, and a really cheap way of creating a tree decoration. Our next decoration is a glitter yarn ball decoration. So for this you will need some Mod Podge, some balloons. Smaller ones do work a little bit better than these. You need some yarn, some glitter, and a little container to mix your glitter and your Mod Podge together. So the first thing you need to do is blow your balloon up to the desired size that you want your decorations to be. So like I just said, smaller water balloons I think will work a little bit better for this, but this one came out an alright size. So we're going to pour out some of the Mod Podge into the container, and we're going to mix some of our glitter in with this. Now you can use whatever colour glitter you want. You don't actually have to use glitter at all if you don't want to, it's up to you. Then cut a nice big long length of your yarn, and we are simply just going to start dipping this yarn into the glue. So just doing it a bit at a time. Now try and keep this as neat as possible and squeeze any excess glue out as you kind of take the yarn out of the glue. They're going to wrap this around the balloon in whatever way you want to. So here you'll notice that it ended up being a little bit messy, so I could have done with being a little bit neater. You really don't want all that excess glue all over the balloon, but it is fixable, so don't worry if you do end up like that, but just squeeze out as much as you can, and we're just going to wrap this yarn all the way around the balloon until we get to the end of the yarn. Now leave it aside to dry for a good couple of hours. I left mine to dry for probably about 12 to 24 hours. And then once it was dry, I simply popped the balloon. So this is where there was a slight problem because I put too much glue on the actual balloon. It had caused like an extra layer of glue, but in the end I just managed to peel it away and I kind of poked through any layers of glue that was still there. So it didn't end up being too bad, it was okay, but the neater the better. Also, don't panic if feeling the balloon alters the shape of your yarn ball. It doesn't matter, it will be quite pliable and you will be able to fold it back into shape. Thread an extra piece of yarn through the top and tie it in a knot so that you can hang your decoration on the tree. And ta-da, we are done! So the next decoration is basically like being a child again. It's so much fun. It is the adult version of Play-Doh, which is salt dough ornaments. So for these, you will need 1.5 cups of plain flour. You'll need 1/2 cup of table salt, 1 tablespoon of any sort of vegetable oil, and 2/3 of a cup of chilled water. You will also need some kind of cookie cutters or something to kind of a knife even to make some shapes if you don't have cookie cutters, and I do have some little instruments here just to kind of make some little patterns, and a rolling pin. Yeah, you can't forget a rolling pin. We're going to mix all the ingredients together until it forms a soft dough, so you will have to get in here and use your fingers and get nice and messy and give it a bit of a knead. Roll those sleeves up, preparing for battle. So don't forget to add in your glitter as well when you've started to knead it, and really kind of separate it out so it gets through all the mixture. Then roll the dough into a nice ball, and you are going to use the rolling pin to flatten this out and get this as thin as possible. So you don't need it too thin, otherwise it will rip, and just flip it over a couple of times as you're rolling it just to make sure it's nice and even. Once it's thin enough, grab your cookie cutters and just start making your shapes. So make as many as you can with what you've got, do as many different variations as you like, just be creative and have some fun. You can even roll things with patterns on to the salt dough to give it some texture, like I'm doing here with this leaf. Make sure you put some holes into the top of your decoration so you've got somewhere to thread your string, and then be creative with some stamps or some cutting tools and add some patterns onto your decorations. When you're done, pop them on a baking tray and stick them in the oven at a really low heat and let them bake. So this can take 1.5 hours up to 2 hours. Make sure you keep an eye on them and turn them every now and then so they are evenly baked. You can also leave these to air dry. You will need to choose this option if you want to use self-raising flour, as that will expand in the oven, but mine took about 3 days in total to air dry. Then thread yourself some string through the holes and add them to your tree. So our final decoration is this really cute wire Christmas tree. So for this one, you will need some wire and some wire cutters. You will also need some string to hang your decoration. I've got some gems to decorate it with, along with this really cute little reindeer that I found. So anything you've got that's decorations. I also used my glue gun just to attach the gems to the actual tree, and I used this cone-shaped ring holder. So you will need something this shape to create that kind of twisty Christmas tree effect. The first thing you need to do is, starting from the bottom, you need to cut a strip of wire and you need to wind this around the cone-shaped item so that we get that spiral. Carefully pull the spiral off the item and then just tweak it if you need to be, because you might need to pull it slightly apart just to kind of get it off, but do any tweaks to it that you need to. Make sure you've got a little bit left at the top of the spiral so that you can bend it over into a hook so that we can attach our hanging string. Then just wrap some of that excess wire around the bottom of the hook to keep it all into place. And this is our Christmas tree. So now all we really have to do is just go on to decorate it. So you can decorate it however you like. I used my glue gun and stuck on some of these little blue gems, and then I also attached the little reindeer to the top. Finish off by using some gold string or some ribbon to use as the tie for the top of your decoration. Here I'm just gluing it into place because it was a bit thick, so I couldn't tie it at the top. And there is our finished wire tree decoration.
I really love how simple and effective these tree decorations have been. If you create any for yourself, then please do make sure you follow me on Instagram and tag me in a post. I would love to see what it is that you've been working on. Click up here for the whole of the Craftmas playlist. Make sure that you like, subscribe, that's the greatest way of supporting the channel, and that way you'll be here for week 5. I will see you next week for week 5 of Craftmas. If not, I'll see you in the next video. Just click on through. Until then, keep creative. Bye! Merry Craftmas. Why do I keep saying Craftmas? 5 tree decorations. Or is it 4 tree decorations? Christmas countdown, 2 festive headbands, 3 Christmas garlands, 4